This review paid for by Rashad Tate. Go follow on Twitter at Tate as in Lawrence Tate. He'll get those draws.
They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it, this is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm from that city full of yellow cabs and skyscrapers. It's hard to get a start.
What she said. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. But anyway, welcome to the Power Book 2 After Show. Coming in with episode number 2. I think it was a little bit better than episode 1. If we're gonna constantly just up it up a little bit, that would be good. But I think we need to get to the levels that season 1 was. It's still starting a little bit slow, but I thought this episode was a little bit better, of course. Some things are unraveling with this Dante guy now. We found out his name is Dante, but I'll get to that probably at the end of the review here. We get that reveal as far as Mecca. But yeah, shout out to Sax tonight. I want to give a special shout out to him because, man, he was fresh tonight. He's up in his game. Man, got the pinstripe suit. Y'all see him with that suit he had on him? Man, it was fresh, man. And then Tate got him a new target, man. I want him to get it too. I do. For me, man, so I can live vicariously through him. But but anyway, with Carrie's history, I think it's gonna happen because first Zeke was trying to get it, and she wasn't really going with it, and then eventually she gave in. The little weird addiction she has. So I think Tate's gonna get inside them. But that remains to be seen. But yeah. Anything else I wanted to go over before I get into my main talking points? Oh yeah, go visit your boy Tate on Twitter. Carrie shut him down early in the episode, and I was like, my boy trying to get some clout. You know what I'm saying? Let him get his Twitter pop off. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into tonight's review. I'm not going to take up too much of your time here. Just a couple talking points I want to talk about. Like I said, like last time, I'm not going over line per line what happened in the episode. I think I'm gonna get away from that. I hate doing reviews like that anyway. But I do want to go into this week's lesson. Every episode, they usually go over a book or some type of lesson. Last week, it was about predetermination and free choice. This week is about the act of selflessness, and is there pure selflessness, or is there something attached to them as far as a motive? But you had different opinions. You had some students saying that there can be pure acts of selflessness. And then you had some students saying there's selflessness, but there's a motive behind it, or, that person has their reasons for doing that deed. And then Tate, who is now a guest professor in the classroom. So that's how we get the link up between him and Tariq, but a little bit on that later. But he was saying that every act has something to gain, as far as, basically you scratch your back, I scratch yours type thing, quid pro quo. And we saw different examples of these littered throughout the episode. So let's take Tate and Tariq for existence. Of course, you scratch your back, I scratch yours, of course. And in this episode, Tate needs dirt on Sweeney. So he asks Tariq if he knows the Westons, because if he can get in with the Westons, he can get in with Sweeney. So he can get his dirt. But then at the same time, Tariq, his sister's being taken away by foster care, and he needs somebody with power and influence to help get his sister back. So that's where that ties in, and we'll see where they go as far as, how they're gonna, get what they need out of each other. But also, as far as quid pro quo, you also have the Diana and Effie That's a weird little partnership that's gonna go on. They obviously have a conflict of interest as far as the whole love triangle thing, or should I say love square? Because you got Lauren involved. But anyway, so Diana, she has a little character growth, but I will say the character growth in this episode, the character growth of the day goes to Cain. I'll talk about him in a second, but I think Diana had a little bit of growth as a character in this episode. Her wanting to go independent of Monet, and so she can get more involved in the business because she wants to go to school and take accounting so she can be better with the books as far as Zeke playing ball. And Zeke has no idea what Monet wants to do with him and use him. And later in the episode, he's greeted by this agent. So is he gonna come into play? Is he gonna try to get with him to kind of, spite her because he's, she's trying to use him, and he figures it out, or Drew tells him in the episode. So, but anyway, back to Diana and Effie. Of course, Diana goes to Effie because she sees she's balancing school and she's balancing the drug game, and she's a woman. So balancing all three of those things. So she wants to learn how to do that. So of course she's gonna learn from her, and of course Effie can get closer to the family. Of course that's where she gonna be getting the product from. So it only makes sense, even though there's this weird conflict of interest between the two. So another example of that scratch your back, I scratch yours type deal. But let's go into another thing here, and selflessness with the intent of gaining something for yourself. And that's what we had with Cain in this episode. You had Cain, he came around, and then we had this nice, loving, brotherly scene where they were at the gun range, and he was helping Drew get his mobility back as far as his arm, and then he showed him how to shoot left hand instead of right hand. And, it was a nice touching moment between the bros, and then that led him to forgive Cain, and then that kind of rubbed off on Monet, and she finally gave in and went to Cain later in the episode to, get this connect thing going. But unbeknownst to them, Cain had set up this whole situation where they needed the connect in the first place because somebody in the episode switched their drugs with sugar, and it was found out to be Cain. So even though I think at heart he wants better for his family, he wants to introduce the new connect so his family can eat and prosper, but at the same time he had his own selfish motives because he doesn't want to be under Monet's thumb the whole time. He wants to run his own drug game and run his own organization at some point one day and take over the family business. But like I said, the character growth of the day goes to Cain, and he showed some intelligence in this episode. He just wasn't brute force. It was brains and brawn, man. And I was very surprised at Cain's actions in this episode. And we kind of see that he can run his own empire, when he puts his mind to it, even though it was a little sleazy what he did as far as manipulating the events to make Monet go to, well, at this point, I don't think she knows Dante is Mecca and that he's supposed to be the connect. I'm not sure yet. It wasn't made very clear. But anyway, so that's what's going on with that. And then I guess you could say this was an act of pure selflessness. I'm not quite sure. It's the closest one I could find. And that's when Tariq finally threw that dang the chip away in the fire from his phone and got rid of all traces of her contact, his contact with his mom. And he was struggling with that the whole episode. And I was like, man, would you hurry up and throw this phone away? I'm so sick of that phone. But get you a new burner, man. A ghost got him a new phone all the time. He's sticking with this same phone. I'm just like, would you please get rid of this thing? But yeah, that's where we are with Tariq. And are we gonna see Tasha in this season at all? If we do, I think it'll be towards the end of the season, but I don't think she's gonna be a semi-regular like she was in season 1. All right, so a couple more points I want to hit before I wrap up this review. Detective Kevin and his hard on for Carrie. This man is going after her hard body. Oh my God, he is not giving up. And he found out about Zeke and her relationship through coercion. Of course, he was just pressuring her until she gave up the info. Well, she just said, they were together. She didn't say, they did the do or whatever, but. Of course, you can figure out 1 + 1 = 2. So he's going to question Zeke later on. Probably next episode, we might get that scene. And I'm pretty sure he's going to go with him hard too. What's he going to do with this information, though? Is he going to, I guess, blackmail her a little bit? Is he going to try to get some out of her in exchange for not releasing that information? Because I'm pretty sure she doesn't want that to get out. But as far as that is going to go, I don't know how he's going to take that information and use it. But right now, his whole investigation is focused on her. And so we'll see where that goes. But also, Tariq is going to have a new stash spot. We have the scene with Tariq and old girl, Lauren, and they're about to kiss and make up, but then that phone rings again. Partner, I think you might want to just get rid of her, man. She's a distraction at this point. But is there a chance, because okay, he's gonna make this his new spot, and I think this is how she's gonna find out he's in the drug game. Is she gonna go along with it? Is she gonna be ride or die? Is she gonna kind of be like Angela and look the other way, but at the same time be kind of straight edge? What are we gonna get with that? So y'all opinions on that, let me know. And then towards the end of the episode, we get Monet and Mecca, and they meet up, and he's sending this signal, this bat signal with this was it a Corvette or something, like old school Corvette that was driving by, this red car playing Can You Stand the Rain? And then that made me think about You Can't Stop the Rain. Y'all, I still haven't watched BMF, but I've heard about the song in Lamar, so I gotta see what that's all about. But that's what I was thinking about when that song was playing. But this happened like 2 or 3 times in the episode, and there was some type of sign for them to get together and rendezvous. But like I said, I really don't know if she knows he's the plug at this point. But yeah, but like I said in the last episode, this guy is up to something. It's something still not right. Why he just popping up all of a sudden? I think he's putting himself where he wants to be. He knows exactly where he wants to be, and he's playing dumb as far as not knowing about Lorenzo and all that stuff like that. It's gotta be something this guy wants. But like she said, it's been this long, you just came out of nowhere, and all this stuff like that. So honestly, I think there's some type of play at hand with Mecca. I don't trust him, but we'll see where it goes from there and how she gonna react as far as him being the new plug for these guys. But what I got from this is, man, she loves Hispanic dudes. What's going on? But anyway, and also there's this theory I just saw, man, that Cain might be his son. Maybe. If they go the route they did with Power Book 3, I could see them doing something like this. But I'm like, did we just do this in Power Book 3? I don't know if they should go that route, but I just saw that theory on YouTube. But anyway, guys, I think this gonna do it for me. Y'all drop y'all thoughts down below, and yeah, I'll see y'all for episode 3. Enjoy having y'all. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. What she said, and I will see y'all next time. Let me go ahead and play y'all out here, and I'm out.
This is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make
I never
it.
took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm from that city full of yellow cabs and skyscrapers. It's hard to get a start.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out.